السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. So we are still, we began the new series, Vocabulary of the Qur'an. And we are beginning with Kitab al-Hamza or Kitab al-Alif. So next we have the root letter, we have Hamza, Tha and Ra. So atharna, they raised. So the verb is athara ya'athiru. The print is bad, we can just zoom out and see. Athara ya'athiru athran, to transmit, to raise. To transmit, to raise something, he says, or to transmit something. Athara ya'athiru. Athara, from four of this. Athara, this is what Bab Daraba, no? Athara ya'athiru, Daraba yadribu. This is Athara from four. The two Hamzas was mixed together and became Athara from four. Preferred. Athara yu'thiru. So Athara ya'athiru is to raise something, to transmit something. And Athara is preferred. So Athara yu'thiru itharan, to prefer. Yu'thiruna ala anfusihim, they prefer others over themselves. Yu'thiruna, they prefer. So this is more common. I have not seen athara yath. I don't know if it's there, but I know athara yu'thiru itharan, ithar. Yu'thiruna, the jama will be yu'thir, the mudare, right? Mudare plural. So he says imperfect, third person plural, masculine plural. Imperfect means mudare. And tu'thiruna, imperfect second person masculine plural for form 4, right? Athara yu'thiru, and you can try out all the conjugation. Nu'thiru, we prefer. Nu'thiru hadha al-kitab, we prefer this book. Like Allah says, lan nu'thiraka, we shall never prefer you. Lan nu'thiraka, I think they said to Musa alayhi salam. And yu'thar, this is the passive participle, ismul maf'ul, singular, yu'thar. So from athara, from the three-letter verb, athara ya'athiru, not ismul maf'ul, sorry. Ya'athiru, what do you say? Majhul. Yubna ala al-majhul. Yu'thar. So ya'athiru, you make it passive present tense, yu'thar. So three-letter verb, he brought that ya'athiru, you use the passive of it, yu'thar. فَقَالَ إِنْ هَذَا إِلَّا سِحْرٌ يُؤْثَرُ. Say yu'thar, transmitted. Transmitted or raised. But here it means transmitted. They say, not is this but magic transmitted. It is nothing. This in is called in nafia, because after that illa is coming, right? That is transmitted from the writings of the former generations. The story is yu'thar. So two, and then athar is footsteps. Athar is footstep. It's a noun. فَقَبَضْتُ قَبْدَةً مِنْ أَثَرِ الرَّسُولِ. So I took a handful from the footsteps of the messenger, from Jibreel alayhi salam, Samiri, right? When Jibreel alayhi salam went away, he took it and made a calf and all that in Surah Taha. Effect. Athar also means, so number one, athar is footstep. And number two is effect. Effect. سِيمَاهُمْ فِي وُجُوهِهِمْ مِنْ أَثَرِ السُّجُودِ. A mark of them. Simahum is on their faces. Fi wujuhim min athar is sujud, from the effect of breast. So they're prostrating a lot. They have an effect on their foreheads, on the faces. Then atharun, effects. Fandur ila athari rahmatillah. Look then at the effects of Allah's mercy. Fandur ila athari rahmatillah. Athar, effects. Traces. Number two. So number one meaning is athar. And then number two is traces. كَانُوهُمْ أَشَدَّ مِنْهُمْ قُوَّةً وَآثَارًا. They were mightier than thee in strength and in the traces which they have left of the power and glory. So traces, it could be said effects also on the earth. Right? They see the buildings and all that. The previous generations, they were strong. Hud alayhi salam's people, Ad and Thamud. Athar. And three is athar is footsteps again after فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِعٌ نَفْسَكَ عَلَىٰ آثَارِهِمْ. Perhaps happily and thou art going to kill thyself. That is, you are going to kill yourself, or perhaps you will kill yourself over their footsteps. Athar. And then athara, another noun, athara, trace. Atharatun fil ard. Ituni bi kitabin min qabli hadha aw atharatin min ilm. Trace. And bring me a book before this is some trace of knowledge. So hamza, tha, and ra, very common. Athara yuthiru. So athara is to transmit one meaning. So how many meanings you can remember? Athara yathiru, athran, transmit, to raise. Then athara yuthiru, form four of that is to prefer. And then athar, it's footsteps as well as effects. Footstep, athar and athar, footsteps, and athara is also similar, traces, footstep effects. So transmit. Number two, prefer. Number three, footsteps and traces and effects, like similar footsteps. Okay, next we have hamza, tha, and lam. Number two, hamza, tha, and lam. Athlun, he says. Tamarisk. I don't know what it is. Athlun, tamarisk. Let me just check it. So I'm just search for tamarisk. These are some shrubs of plants from hamza, tha, and lam. How did I know? I went to corpus.quran.com, chose hamza, and chose hamza, tha, and lam, because he didn't give a example here, so it came here. وَبَدَّلْنَاهُمْ بِجَنَّتَيْهِمْ جَنَّتَيْنِ ذَوَاتَيْ أُكُلٍ خَمْطٍ وَأَثَلٍ. Right? وَأَثْلٍ. But they turned away, so we sent them upon the flood of the dam and replaced the two fields of gardens with gardens of bitter fruit, tamarisk, and something of sparse low tree. Sidr, shay'in min sidr wa ukulin khamtin wa athlin. Athl. So our word here is tamarisks. So what is this tamarisk? These are some shrubs like this, right? These shrubs are called tamarisks. So some wild shrubs. They were called athl. Only once in the Quran. Athl, tamarisks. Next word, hamza, tha, and mim. Ithmun. Ithmun. Right? Ithmun. Athima ya'thamu, from Samia Isma'u. Ithman wa ma'thaman, to commit a sin or crime. Athamun. Atham is requital or recompense. Ithmun. Athimun. Athim, sinful. Athim. Athim. And some people have the names, and many people make it, Athim, the pronunciation should be pronounced as Asim, protector. That's with an Ain. Athim is sinful. Athimin, sinful people. Athim, sinful person. Fa'il. And Ta'athim, a sin, a lie. So Hamza, Tha, and Mim is Ithmun. Athima yathamu. Ithman or Ma'thaman is Masar Mimi. It's like this. It's to sin. Sin. So athim, 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 athimun, athimin is all sinful people. And ta'thim, ta'thim is a lie, sinful. Then we have hamza, jim, and jim. Ujaj. Ujaj is bitter. Bitter. Ujaj, bitter. Bitter. Bitter something. Ujaja. Ma'un ujaj. Bitter water. Hamza, jin, and ra. Ta'jur, you hire. So the verb is ajara ya'juru. Baba, what is this? Nasra yansuru ajran. He brings noon here, so you can tell it is seen here. This bab samia, this bab nasra. You write a small noon, nasra. Ajran, to hire someone. Ajara ya'juru, to hire, employ. Istajarta. Istajarta, you had hired. So this is form 10 of ajara. You make form 10. Istajara, yastajiru, istajar. Istajir, hire him. Yeah, oh my father, hire him. One of the sisters says for Musa, right? Yeah, he gives the verse. Ya abat istajirhu, hire him. So ajara yajiru, bab nasra, sorry. Ajara yajuru, you make it like this. And ya abat istajirhu inna khayra man istajarta al-qawiyul amin. Oh my father, hire him, for the best that you can hire is a strong and trustworthy one. Qawiyul amin. And ajrun azim, very common, reward, higher, the money you give. Ujur is also rewards. Ajrun, ujur, plural. وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ فَيُوَفِّيهِم, wafa, yuwaffi, to recompense, ujurahum. And as for those who believed and work righteously, he shall repair them their hires. فَأَتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ فَرِيضًا. Another meaning of ujur is their mahar. Mahar. So give them their dowers. Dowers, he translated dowers. It's mahar. Ujurahunna farida. Stipulated farida. Should give them to the women. I think we can do one more. Yeah, we can. Oh, yeah. One more. Hamza, Jim, and Lam. Ajlun, a reason. Ajl. Min ajli dhalik. Katabna ala bani Israel. Ajl is a reason particle. Then ajal. See, Hamza, Jim with the sukun is adl, reason. And ajal, walikulli ummatin ajal, term. And for every community, there's a term, ajal. And what's this word? Al-ajalaini, two terms. Okay. أيما الأجلين قضيت فلا عدوان علي أجل. Whichever of the two terms I feel. So Musa Islam, his father-in-law says this term and that term. He said, which of the two terms I fulfill, it shall not be of no harshness to me. فلا عدوان علي. أجلت أجل يؤجل. Has appointed أجل أجل يؤجل to fix a term. تأجيلا وبلغنا أجلنا الذي. Oh, this is what? This is أنعام. وبلغنا أجلنا الذي. It says أجلنا الذي أجلت لنا. The verse is وبلغنا أجلنا الذي أجلت لنا. And we have reached the term which you have appointed for us. So أجلت أجل يؤجل form 2 is to appoint. أجلت is timed, appointed, has been fixed. أجلت لأي يوم أجلت. For what day is it timed? Ujjilat. Passive, no? Ajjala yuajjilu, form 2. And then muajjal is a fixed term, a recorded term. I think we are done for the Kitabam muajjala, a recorded term, fixed term, muajjal. Ism maf'ul from ajjala yuajjilu, muajjal, muajjil, muajjal. So today we learned, again, let's go back. We learned Hamza, Tha, and Ra, right? Meanings, one is to transmit. Athara yathiru, bab sami'a, daraba, dod. Athara yathiru, and atha yuthiru, to prefer, and footsteps, traces, effects, right? 5 meanings you can remember from Hamza, Tha, and Ra. Then Hamza, Tha, and Lam, only one verse. It's called Tamarisk, or Tamarisk. It's a wild shrub. Then Hamza, Tha, and Mim. Sinner, sinning, lying, right? Similar. Athima, ya'thamu, ithman, bab, samia. Bab samia. Sin, lie, ta'thim is also used. And then bitter, ujaj is bitter. Only one meaning for the ujaj, bitter. Something is bitter. And then Hamza Jim Ra is to hire someone. Ajara ya'juru, bab nasara, to hire. Ista'ajara, form 10 is also used. Form 10. And also ajrun, very common. Ajr, ujur, the noun used from it. Noun plural, ujur. Ujur also means this thing. So you can remember to hire someone, ajara ya'juru, or ista'ajara yastajiru. And also it means give the reward. Give ajrun azim. Very common here. Ajrun, ujur, rewards, or mahar also. And then Hamza Jim Lam. So remember there are two different. Ajlun is reason. Min ajli dhalik. And also ajal is a term, right? Means death also. For fixed term, ajal. Ajalain. And then ajala yuajjilu. You can remember third meaning of this, ajala yuajjilu, set a term, right? Because ajal itself is a term. So to set a term is ajala yuajjilu, ta'jil, muajjal, muajjil. Muajjal is a fixed term. Okay. So how many? Let's count. I forgot. Let's count. Hamza, Tha, and Ra. Hamza, Tha, and Lam. Hamza, Tha, and Mim. Hamza, Jim, Jim. Hamza, Jim, Ra. Today we've done Hamza, Jim, Lam, six words. Inshallah, barakallahu feekum. We'll continue from here. Hamza, Ha, and Dal. Right, inshallah, from our next class. Just 2 meanings anyways, but we'll read it next class. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.